unfiltered podcast. I'm gonna say what I want, I'm gonna do what I want, I'm gonna say what I mean, and we're gonna talk about some sports, we're gonna talk about stories, we're gonna do whatever we would do. And shout out to everybody that listens. And but my shout out to Bubba Dub. I want to shout out 'cause I listen to his podcast. I just started listening to his podcast. I'm a fan of his podcast now. And I figured out that me and him do some of the same type of shit. He just kind of does a part, he just goes off his head and just talks about stuff. Now I can attest to this because I do the same thing. And CJ can vouch for this because he sees me record it. CJ, he like I said, he comes, but he has notes and he has what on stats and stuff. He writes stuff down. CJ can tell you for sure. He said, "Yeah, Rob just comes with this off the head because I guess it's when I used to be a rapper and music. I used to just freestyle, just to try to get some ideas on stuff, just freestyling, and it just came as natural to me. So that's what I do. I mean, yeah, I might have a topic or something like, or somebody write something that I might say, talk about the Cowboys game or something. But most of the time, especially when the on the podcast, when we do the high school football, when I'm going through the games, I just go by what I see. I watch the game, then I just come back and I remember everything. So I just say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So yeah, shout out to everybody that watches and shout out to everybody. Like I said, it's enough for everybody can eat and make money off doing podcasts, doing the internet, doing the YouTube. You see, everybody got the different fan. You don't got to listen to one person. You can listen to everybody. Yeah, and because I listen to different podcasts. But anyway, man, you new to this podcast type of channel, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be back. And we're gonna be back with the regular. Me and CJ gonna be back next week. I know I told y'all what happened with his mom and everything. And CJ sent me a real good message that day. And he was like, yeah, it's time to work. We got work to do. And this year we're gonna really turn up a notch. So you're gonna see us, but we're not gonna be here. We're gonna be at our secret location where we par, where we'll have the guests and everything or Loki. So you'll see a different backdrop. I'll probably put like a green screen or something back there for just in case. But just know we're gonna be back to our regular scheduled program, and you'll see us this time. We're gonna make sure we're gonna make this is the second one. All the other podcasts have been straight audio, but this time I said let's start 24 off for something new. And like I've had the camera the whole time, I never really known the quality of it. But hey, let's get into this. Let's get into some football first, man. But first off, yeah, all my fans, all my people that like to talk about WIS, the West story. Shout out to my boy Matt. He wanted to ask me when I'm gonna get the stories back, and I was like, you know what, Matt, I can put those stories in here because people listen, and it's a interesting type of things. So I guess I can tell y'all the van ride from hell. Y'all want to hear that? Y'all want to hear that now? Should I take it? Wait till me and CJ get on it. Um, but nevertheless, I can tell you a story. Since we were talking about stuff, that's I'll give you one of them though. Uh, this one, let's see. I'm gonna have to. I want a good one, but I don't want to take all the best ones. So, I know the one in the store. I got mad at one of these females, and I pretty much like the only time you probably seen me upset and mad at that job was this time. That's a good one. Um, the time that I talked to the cute girl whose name was Brittany. I got her number and everything, and then the next day she was gone because the manager fired her. That was going. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you the story when I got mad though. This was a good one. So we was like in Mississippi, right? We was in Mississippi, and most of the time we had drivers, right? So the drivers of each crew, I think we had let me see, it was in Mississippi that year. We had a Mississippi crew, we had a Shreveport, the normal people, Shreveport, Louisiana, then we had Tyler, which was us, and was it Dallas? I think it was Texarkana. We had Texarkana. So those van drivers, they all had their own drivers, right? They had a driver. Or they had two, some had two, some had well. So when I was able to be a driver, people like would always kind of because I don't know something about me. I guess it's a Pisces thing or something. Being like I'm not don't tell I'm not like this no more. I'm not a nice guy no more. So don't think I'm like I said. Y'all see my post on Facebook. So they would always ask me like, Rocky, take us to get some meat. Like, okay, cool, fuck it. 11 o'clock at night, knocking on my door. Rocky, take us some meat. And this used to really make me mad, but I really can't be mad about it though. One of the guys named Cato. Rest in peace to Cato, man. He's been how long did he been gone? It's been like 2016, something like that. And I was when I left, but I was at FedEx. I remember because I seen the news. I was looking through Facebook and I scrolled. I seen dang, and I remember clearly riding. I was off. I was getting ready to get off. Like I was driving back from Palestine, and I remember like shedding a tear. Like I was really sad about Cato leaving. 'Cause I remember the last conversation me and Kato had was talking about like just movies, and he was a big Marvel fan and the Captain America and all that stuff. And that was the last time me and him roommated. Uh, last time we were just talking about it, and I remember there was like I think the Avengers Endgame was like coming up like a year, maybe a year. We had knew about it coming up. It was coming up or something like that. And I just remember that. But anyway, he would always he was had the habit of catching me at like late at night, just knock on my door. He would find me somehow. He would find me and man, can we take something to eat? I'm like, okay, man, okay. I never could tell him no, but so everybody we used to people used to always meet me because their drivers would be either too drunk, too high, or just didn't want to do it. But they were supposed to be taking their crew, but they just never wanted to do that right. So this particular day, we was getting ready to leave the store. We kind of Walmart's. We did inventory, so we was getting ready to leave. But this time, like, no, I don't want to. I don't feel like driving. I don't feel like them messing me. I'm gonna ride with the Mississippi crew because we had a driver for Tyler, Miss Jen. So it was two of us, so I didn't have to drive. So I was like, I already made my decision. I'm riding with y'all. I told, what was her name? Michelle Brittany. What the fuck was that girl name? Colton used to talk to her. I just call her Michelle. Um, whatever. She was cute too. I told her, look, hey, I'm gonna ride with you. I'm just gonna race like you sure? Like, yeah, I'm just gonna ride with y'all, right? It's all right. So word got around it. I'm not driving, and people are like, oh no, 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 no. You need to drive. You need to ride. Cause we need to go get some food. We need to go to the store. We need to do all this. I'm like, Miss Jen can take y'all. And she like, and so like I'm getting ready to get in the van, be all in the parking lot, and they making a whole big scene. This one girl, her name was I think her name was Rita or something. She was like the loud mouth chick from Longview. And the van bride from hell was she gonna be the main character in that story, but she was always loud and always oh no no she was it was like 3 4 most of the time like people was like let me see, like Carlisle, and they was most of them. It was mostly the female. They was trying to get me to drive with them. No, you ride with us. You ride with us. And so I'm like, nah, I'm not from ride with them. And then Michelle was like, I was how to somehow he like just go ahead and ride with them. And I just and I said fuck it. So I'm pissed off. Like I literally don't get mad about stuff. So I like fuck me get in this van. I'm not. I still not driving. I'm riding with. I'm riding in the front. I'm just riding. I'm like Miss Jen, she still drove. Like, fuck, you want to drive? I don't feel like driving. I said, okay, I'll drive. And so we getting back to the hotel, getting ready to go back to the hotel. We done passed everything. We did blah blah blah. And the girl Rita was like, she's like, I hope you better get ready to drive to take me to the store when we get to the hotel. I'm like the fuck? No, I ain't doing nothing. And she like, yes you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. Literally, like I told you, nobody had never seen me. argue with people, talk back, say nothing. I've never been that type of person to cause a scene. And so I'm like, no, no. Like, and she yelling at me in the back, like, yes, you will, you better do it. You gonna be doing it. I'm like, watch me. Watch me, like, I'm not doing shit. And they thought I was playing. And I mean, I don't remember all I said. I remember I got loud with these motherfuckers, with her, especially with her. I got out the van, walked upstairs. I remember Breezy and Cole was sitting on the stairs, and I walked up to them. I was like, man, what the fuck? Shit, here, what the fuck do you think I am? I like, they didn't know what the fuck was wrong with Rob. 'Cause, like, literally, nobody sees me, man. And she knew she seen, so I guess she found out, like, goddamn, this nigga ain't taking me nowhere. And Miss Jen, like, I'll take you, Rita. We'll take that. So and I was like, no, I'm not doing shit. So I mean, that's how you got to be some people sometimes, man. Niggas be trying to take you kindness for weakness, and they be trying to just make you do something like that. She was gonna make me take her, like you, like I'm supposed to be scared of you or something. No, fuck you. But anyway, man, we want to talk about this controversy of the Lions and Cowboys. We win 20-19. So let me go ahead and tell you what my thoughts is. First of all, it shouldn't have even been that situation. Never should even started because the tripping call was not called on the right person. They called it on our tight end, but it was really on Hutchinson, the defender for the Lions. Um, if you look back at the video and actually I didn't really see tripping on anything, but I remember there was a still photo. You can see him, the Lions got Hutchins having his foot out. So at that, if we do that, that's first down. We run the clock out, game over. Or we kick a field goal, it's over, right? So then, okay, or whatever, we get to the down part of we had to go down there and stop them. So they're calling in 68 is calling in eligible as a receiver. And then they say number 70 is they said before the game or prior to the game, like the 70 is going to be eligible receiver sometimes. So the referee is supposed to have known that already. And some teams try to disguise it the where the other teams don't know who's going to be eligible, but they referees have to announce it that they're eligible. So from what I'm understanding is the referee announced that number 70 was eligible and not 68. So that's why the Cowboys didn't cover him all the way. That's why it was surprising when they went over there. He caught it because he was open because they didn't know. But when you see number 70, he's not lined up as a receiver. He's lined up in the middle, and 68's next to him, which you can think he's a tight end, but there's a receiver next to 68. And then I think it should be five. If you count just five, it should be five linemen on the field. And from what I understand, it's still a legal formation. It was a legal formation because 68, even though they say, oh, the receiver was off the line or off the ball or something, it's still a legal formation because there's two tight ends on one side, a receiver and the right tackle, and the guy who's supposed to be eligible in the middle. If you take 68 and make him an eligible receiver, that's four guys on the offensive lineman, which like you have to have five linemen, like offensive linemen. From that's what I, in my understanding, it's still a legal formation. I don't care if the receiver was off the ball or not on the ball. It's still a legal formation to me. And then the dude still, okay, they call that back. But look at this. The nigga still went for it. He should have kicked the field goal. They got a break. Michael Parsons jumped off sides. And then Goff just threw a bad pass and the guy dropped it. But I think I think the defender was gonna catch him short and hit him before he got into the end zone. The way it looked like, I think he wasn't gonna make it anyway. So yeah. Did the Lions get robbed? It was controversial, but I don't think they got robbed like that. Cause I still think it was because, like I said, the game should have been over on the tripping call because the wrong person got called anyway. You can say what you want. But nigga, that's what it is. Um, the Browns beat the shit out the Jets. Well, not to beat the shit, but the Browns beat the Jets, and the Browns are going to the playoffs. I'm scared that the Browns might do something. But remember, if you remember what I told y'all, I'm a actual Browns fan, but not a Brown. But yeah, and I turned when they turned to the Ravens, I followed the Ravens, and that's why I like the Ravens. I've liked the Ravens before when they first became the Ravens, the Cleveland Browns. Why did I like the Cleveland Browns? Because I played Madden 94, 95 or something, and I was playing with Vinny Testaverde, and I was watching him on TV, and I don't know why I was just impressed with Vinny Testaverde. I used to like Vinny Test. I know, yeah, like yeah, back in those days, Vinny Testaverde was one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch from Cleveland, and I became a Cleveland fan. I would say my favorite quarterback, but yeah, I was a big fan of Vinny Testaverde, and that's how I became a Ravens slash Browns fan. The new Cleveland Browns, I really can't say I'm gonna got the allegiance to the new Cleveland Browns. Like I'm a cowboy, I'm a diehard Cowboys for sure, but I still consider the Ravens the original Browns. So I more so like the Ravens. If the Ravens and the Browns meet up, I'm going for the Ravens. Let's put it that way. But speaking of that, the Ravens beat now the This is the Ravens beat the dog shit out of the Dolphins. The Dolphins just they thought they was gonna be high and mighty and like, yeah, look at us. We finna come here and we finna be an MVP race. No, y'all showed that y'all was a mediocre team and y'all was just middle of the pack team right now. I don't give the Dolphins no chance to do anything in the playoffs. I know Tyreek Hill is great thing, but Lamar and the Ravens look like the best team in the league. Even the pit, even the Chiefs struggling. I know I've had the Chiefs. That's another team I like. Cowboys, Ravens, Chiefs. Some of my three teams. But I I'm gonna stick with my Chiefs pick for the Super Bowl because I did it last year. I was right last year. I'm going to say it again this year. Ravens. If they do get past them or they somehow get the Super Bowl, I'm happy. But yeah, nobody cares about the Bills and the Patriots because, but the Bills, well, the Bills, nobody cares about the Patriots, but the Bills are looking kind of scary. The way if they can do what they did to Dallas, there's a team that you don't want to see in the playoffs on just especially on a home game. Um, I don't know what it is about Josh Allen and them. Like they play great one game, then they play like garbage the next game. Like what the fuck? They're like I don't know. Here's the game: Falcons Bears. Nobody cares about that. Justin Fields. We'll see what happens with him. I'm hearing he should go like to Atlanta, which would be kind of. Oh well, that's what they were saying on Ocho when Uncle Ocho was and that was suggesting that's a nice um that's a nice situation. He's from Atlanta. Those weapons, it makes sense, but I don't know. Surprising here, Texans. That's another surprising year. They got a chance to make the playoffs next week. They got to win. Um, I'm interested to see what they would do if they do get to make the playoffs. What the Texans make the Super Bowl? That would be crazy. Texas Cowboys Super Bowl as well. Texas fans, us Texas want to really want. That's what we really want. Like that's a dream matchup. But Colts and Raiders, who cares? The Colts are trying to make the playoffs, but I don't. Even if they make the playoffs, that's the Tex. I think they play the Texans next week. So, but I don't see them doing anything. Panthers. Who knew that the Panthers and the Jaguars 26-0. And that nigga, I didn't see the video yet, but I heard that the owner threw some ice on the damn player on the fan. That gave me a story. Ooh, it reminded me of a story. I remember I was at a Lil Wayne show in Tyler when he did it was like 2012. He came to the Art Palace, and there was these dudes from Longview. They came through this show. They came on stage like, yeah, they came on this. You gonna come on stage with all this? I'm hard. This, yeah, nigga, we from Longview. We doing this, nigga. Blah blah blah. And they just, So they had these fat girls up there with their CDs. They had actual CDs with the plastic case, like that you buy in a store from like Hastings or some shit. And so they're doing a little song, and the fat girls are throwing the CDs out there at the crowd, just throwing them. And and instead of them keeping CDs, these niggas is throwing the CDs back at them on stage. And these fat girls are ducking and they moving over because they still rapping. The dudes are still doing their show, and these CDs are still flying back on stage. And I'm sitting back there like, what the fuck, damn, this is crazy. And then after they finally got done, they say something, and somebody got a cup of ice or water and slung it, hit one of the nigga in the face. He like, what? And that was it, man. I don't think them niggas ever would did a show in Tyler ever again. I don't know what their names was, but I remember it was like the funniest thing ever. Um, but yeah, owners should be doing that, man. I don't care how much money you got. You throw some water on me, some shit or what. Fuck that, man. We're gonna have to fight or something. I'm gonna throw something back. I don't care how much money you got, nigga. You know, money can't help you when you 1-on-1 in these hands. Um, Giants and Rams. The Rams win by 1, but they still against the Giants. So everybody say, "Oh, watch out for the Rams. They looking scary." I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't give them no help. The Cowboys, we dismantled them before. So, and the funniest one, the Eagles lost to the Cardinals. Yes, that's all I'm now we can't go out of here. Y'all lost to the Cardinals. Well, look, y'all niggas, Eagles fans, y'all lost to the Cardinals too. I told y'all that the Eagles were not going to be the same team as last year. I don't even think they could lose the first playoff game they play, and that might be Detroit. I mean, Tampa Bay, because they're going to probably be the fifth seed now. Because we're definitely beating the Washington Commanders. Um, but yeah, Saints and Buccaneers. They that was a crucial game for the Buccaneers, but now the Saints win, so we don't know who's gonna win out that division. Whoever wins out the division, they're gonna lose. They if the Eagles might be on the team, they might lose to. 49ers, Commanders, who knew it? We already knew what's gonna happen. Steelers, Seahawks. Seahawks lose. Steelers, we don't know what they're gonna do, and nobody cares. Nobody cared about the Chargers or the Broncos. I don't think. I said the Chiefs. Why I said they win, and then the Packers and Vikings. That's a crazy interesting because the Packers look kind of scary if they play the way they play against the Vikings. But yeah, that's what it is, man. I'm gonna keep this to just the NFL recap episode, and we'll be back on next week, and we're gonna be talking about the me and CJ and everything. We'll talk about that, and if anything else comes to my mind, we'll make an episode. But until that, man, we out of here. Peace.